Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Last week, we watched The Silence of the Lambs.
This week, we watched Panic Room.
The connection is Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, wow, she's such a great actor. I sure hope she has a lot to do in this film.
She does, in one room.
What?
And welcome to Oldie Buddy Goodie. It's a podcast where we're watching movies that are vaguely connected to the previous movie we've done on the podcast, using connections with a twist. We can never use a connection ever again once we've used it. And this week we went from the world traveling countrywide extravaganza of horror and thriller that is The Silence of the Lambs to a movie in one location, a big house in a room called Panic Room. My name's
Sandro.
Yes.
I didn't think they had done it yet, but they made a movie about COVID. But
that jokester is the co-host Zach, and my name is Sandro.
What is this? What is this bit? What are you doing?
Today we're doing Panic Room by David Fincher. He's the director, man. And Bella from Bella. What the fuck is the Twilight character's name? Is it Bella or Belle?
No, I think it was Belle. I think it was Bella, and they called her Belle as a nickname. So I think you're right on both accounts.
Yeah.
Bella is, yeah. Twilight princess over here from Zelda Zelda. Stuck in a room with fucking Judy Hopps from Zootopia.
I mean, you're not wrong. Actually, if they ever made a live-action Zootopia, 100% get It is Bella. All right, it's Bella. Cool.
Yeah, I said that. Come on.
Yeah, you did.
It's almost like you haven't watched the entire Twilight franchise, Sandro.
That's right. No, Zach, I haven't watched it. I've watched it twice.
That's true. The fact that you've watched it twice and couldn't remember the main character's name, which was Bella, really goes to show what great impacts those movies had on our psyche.
That's right. All right, we're talking about Panic Room. As per usual, if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry. We're going to do non-spoilers and then spoilers. But non-spoilers will probably be pretty short because there's not much you can say here without spoiling the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you already spoiled the entire plot at the start of this by saying they were in a room. That's the entire plot.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Panic Room, I mean, we'll say what the actual plot is later, but a general kind of premise is you've got a mother and her child. They are in a house, and there's burglars, and then they're stuck in a panic room. Oh my gosh. How are they going to get out? What are they going to do?
Sandro, you said non-spoilers. What are you doing?
Zach, what did you think of Panic Room? We'll do the first impressions.
I thought that, and I'm clowning on it now, because I'll clown on it a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I'll clown on anything. But I think this was a really, really, really shit idea done really, really, really well. Right?
What do you mean it's a shit idea? What idea is shit in this?
The whole concept of the film.
Yeah.
Entirely is they They didn't know what to do with it after the thing happened, right? Like, there was nothing to do. Like, there's no film here. This isn't a film. And so I could just see the writers with their cogs turning, going, what the fuck do we do in this movie to make it interesting? Like, what can we, like, add to the plot that makes, like, the tension high? And look, none of it's bad.
Yeah.
I'll say it. None of this film is bad. The cinematography looks epic.
Yeah.
There's some really dumb scenes. The acting's pretty fun.
It is.
You know, we have Jared Leto in the film, but you know, like
spoilers.
They did well because they just told him to be himself.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know.
I liked him in this a lot. We'll get to that later, but actually, it's the only Jared Leto movie where I like him.
No, I think he was good in Blade Runner as well because he also played a piece of shit in that one.
That's actually, no, good point. That's true.
Funny.
Yes.
I just don't think the core idea of, like, these people are trapped in the room and there's people outside was really, like, the best idea for a film.
Okay.
And they could have done something better with these talented writers and director and something and made just a better film.
Okay.
I just think that, or they just didn't go crazy enough, maybe.
Yeah, that's
maybe if they went even more crazy, I would have been more into it. I just think, like, every new scene had to be contrived and smashed into the next, like in a real life situation, and I don't want to spoil the movie, but you close the door and that's it, film over, right? Like, what do they do?
But they have to introduce other elements that make you go, oh, no, they need to open the door, or, oh, no, other stuff has to happen.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The writers are going crazy in the writing room, being like, how the fuck do we get them out the room? And other things.
I don't think so. I think it's a good writing exercise. I think the exercise is...
I'll agree to that. I think it's a great writing exercise, Sandro. I don't think it makes a good movie a great writing exercise, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I would give this to my film students to see, hey, how do you make this dumb plotline interesting, right? And I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look, I'll say it right out. I enjoyed the film.
Yep.
I had a good time watching the film. I thought it was a good film. I just think at the core problem with this film was the concept of the film, and the rest of it was executed perfectly.
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
So there you go. That's my little rant about it done. Your go. What did you think?
I really enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty good. It's pretty silly.
Yes.
Like, but I like thriller movies that are made in the style of, like, the 60s, like, super, like, Hitchcockian. And, like, most of them do have more locations, but some of them are only set in one. You got classic thrillers like Rear Window, that's one location. 12 Angry Men, Rope, they're all, I think, Hitchcock, aside from 12 Angry Men. They're all set in, like, one location. So I like movies like that.
Yeah, like, I didn't think the one location was bad.
Yeah.
It was just more the whole film felt like they had this one idea and didn't know where to go with it afterwards, and so came up with stuff after they came up with this idea to make it more interesting and to add things. I don't know.
I feel like there's definitely some stuff in here that, like, was a really good idea for this sort of movie, like some stuff with the daughter. I'm like, that's cool. Like, what if you're stuck in one location but this twist? I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
There were definitely some dumb decisions, particularly in, like, the final half that I think Jodie Foster makes, where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Where I'm like, the writers are kind of stretching and the characters aren't well defined enough so they can make them do really silly things. So I thought that was a little bit...
I think maybe that's my problem. It wasn't, like, silly enough or what it did. It took itself a bit maybe too seriously for me. I'm not sure what was it, but it felt off for me.
It was definitely taking itself... There were some jokes here and there. Like, there were a lot of really funny moments, I thought, but a lot of that was just, like, the bad guys, I thought, were quite silly. But I liked a lot of this. There's some stuff here where I'm, like, a little bit iffy on, but for the majority of it, I thought it was fun. I thought it had really good tension. I liked, as you already mentioned, the cinematography. I'm sure we'll talk about that in spoilers, but pretty cool long shots and, blending CGI to make certain scenes a lot longer and stuff like that. I thought was cool. And Jared Leto wasn't the worst in this, so that's always a plus, I think, as well.
Well, here's the thing. He was the worst, but that was the idea.
Exactly.
They just made him play a piece of shit, and he's really good at that somehow.
He's very good at playing just the worst guy. Also, I liked...
Naturally talented, I would say.
Also, him having cornrows, I'm like, oh, that's...
Oh, that was really bad. It just looks awful. I hated it.
The thing is, like, in the movie, the joke is that he's just this rich white guy trying to be a gangster, so he's got cornrows, but then in real life, you're like, but he would do that, though.
Yeah,
so it's like a layer deep, and I'm like, this is kind of fun, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about those on white people. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just imagining him, like, after rapping and then all his hair just falls out because he doesn't have the right hair. Yeah, of course. It's just like, I'm like, what are you doing? What an asshole. Anyway.
The show does not specifically hate Jared Leto, just the podcasters.
Just the podcasters. I think that our editor, Starkey, likes him. Not to put words in Starkey's mouth.
Whoa!
Starkey, what do you have to say for yourself? What do you think of Jared Leto?
I don't know much about him, but what I do know is that I don't think I've ever liked a role that he has played in any of the movies that I've seen him in.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair.
Based.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, what else we can really say in non-spoilers. It's pretty hard to, like... We can't really do any specifics here because... Everything's kind of spoilery. If you want to go into this and have the best experience, go in blind. Be like, they're stuck in a panic room. What's going to happen?
Yep.
So maybe we'll just jump right into taglines. And
yeah, I have... No, I did my little rant, and that's kind of all I have to say about the movie in non-spoilers.
Yeah.
I will say I did like the movie. I know I ranted on it, but I did like the movie. I think there was a lot of great actors in this film, which was surprising. I wasn't expecting so many to just popping out of the woodworks,
right.
you know?
I mean, it is a David Fincher movie.
Which makes sense, yeah.
He's done so many fucking great thrillers that it makes sense that anyone would be, like, wanting to work with him. Also, I feel like this is very different. All of David Fincher's thrillers are very, like, like Seven or Fight Club, where they're, like, very modern, whereas this one feels like he's trying to throw back to, like, a simpler time of movies. And so it's quite interesting that he made this, but anyway, I liked it.
I wonder if they could have had, like a beforehand where you see the people plotting the heist, or an after. It's like, I don't know.
You want, like, more of, like, a Reservoir Dogs sort of situation?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or, like, maybe you have more robbers, and then they kill some of the robbers early on to, like, get more profits. And I don't know. I don't know how you tweak this to make me feel like it wasn't contrived, but it felt contrived.
Maybe you just make it shorter. You make it, like, an 80-minute get in, get out sort of movie.
Yeah. It was a long one. It was pretty long.
It's about 2 hours, yeah. It is surprisingly long, and it doesn't feel that long, but it also does at the same time. Like, there was definitely a point where I checked the clock and went, it's only been half an hour? And then I checked the clock again, and I was like, there's 10 minutes left? So...
It definitely has rises and falls in, like,
yeah.
There's lulls in this movie and then excitement and then lulls and excitement, right?
But the lulls are, like, in a movie like this, I'm thinking, like, other movies that were, like, set in one location that came out after this. I think there was one in, like, a haunted elevator or some shit. They're like, we're stuck in a haunted elevator. We're stuck here for the whole movie. How's that for a movie?
I think for one of those movies, though, like, there's a haunted hotel room, that sort of vibe.
The Stephen King one.
Yeah, the Stephen King one.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. There's a bit of a novelty aspect to it that it is, you're just in this one location.
Yeah, there's that one where I think it's Tom Hardy stuck inside a phone box for the whole movie or something. He's like, I'm in a phone box for a whole movie. What's going to happen here?
Yeah, right? Like, there's a bit of novelty to that, which I appreciate. I think novelty's good. Novelty's interesting. Novelty keeps things fresh. So I think the whole, like, one location thing did this film a favor. Like, it wasn't bad for the film.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there was it felt like the writers were just, like, in a room trying to figure out what next thing drives the plot forward, you know. Like, it felt almost forced, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, like, in terms of the writers, it's only one guy, actually. It's David Cope, who wrote Jurassic Park 2. I think he did some Mission Impossible stuff as well. He's done a bunch of, pretty popular things. He wrote Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one. So, like, he's a pretty good writer, but he's definitely hit or miss. Like, he's got some good stuff, some bad stuff, so... I don't know, but like it is just one writer, which feels weird.
I think he did a great job. I think the whole like writing thing was good. I just think it felt forced because the initial plot line did not do any favors for him. Like dinosaurs trapped on an island, like now we're talking. That's easy to write some chaos that you can sew in there, right?
That's true.
Whereas in this one, it's like, the daughter, she has the thing, and so mum has to do a thing, and mum left that outside, so we have to go, like, you know, he's just adding elements here and there that has to drive the plot along. Like, the plot doesn't naturally roll downhill. You have to push it.
That's fair.
Along, I feel, is my problem with it.
Yeah, but I feel like movies like this are never going to be realistic because they are... Yeah. You know, a whole movie set in a room, which, I mean, like...
No, just like my dinosaurs on an island movies, they have to be super realistic.
You want them all realistic.
Those dinosaurs didn't have feathers. I'm angry.
I'm trying to think of other... All the acting's good. Like, everyone's good in this, which is surprising because Jared Leto's in it, but everyone's really good in this. I think that's probably all we can say in non-spoilers. Zach?
Yep.
Are you going to give this an oldie or are you going to give this a goodie? You see how I asked you the question there to stretch out the long spoiler section?
Whoa.
I'm just like kind of stretching it out a little bit because we're kind of running a little bit short. So I'm just trying to stretch it out. And, you know, when you think of stretching it out, I want to ask you one question.
We always stretch out the last bit of the show, which we're told not to because the runtime's already terrible. Like, us having a short, non-spoiler section is good. You can't drag it on constantly, Sandro.
You can't keep dragging it on. And speaking of dragging it on, stretching it out, did you watch the Fantastic Four trailer? What did you think of that one?
Oh, the Fantastic Four. Yeah. I'm getting conflicted at this point. I think the thing's too small. I'll say it. The thing's too man-sized. The thing's too normal.
Zach, you're always judging things as sizes.
Absolutely.
And things can be whatever sizes they want to be.
Nope. The bigger the better. Size matters.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of the thing size queen. Other than that, I'm like very meh because like how many Fantastic Four movies do I have to watch before this franchise is given up on?
I love the Fantastic Four, but they really look. I'm very nostalgic for the original movie. Fuck yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts. I don't care about Marvel anymore, so I'm pretty done.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's like a Spider-Man situation where they keep rebooting it, and I'm like, just commit to the one you made, and, like, just put some effort into actually making it good.
Did you see the 2014 one, Zach? No matter how much effort they put into that, you can't polish that up. It's like trying to make Madam Web 2.
No. I think if they changed the alien planet to like purple, that would have really improved. Or maybe turquoise. That would have fixed the film.
There we go.
Or maybe maroon.
Maroon? Oh, to signify that they're marooned on this planet.
Oh, boom!
That's so
we
deep.
solved the Fantastic Four movie. Just change the color of the alien planet, lol.
That's right. I was meant to go into the city earlier tomorrow, and I would have like 3 hours of free time, and I was like, I'll go see Captain America 4. But then I was told, hey, you don't have to come in earlier, and so I was like, oh, fuck that, I'm not gonna go see Captain America 4.
I was gonna see that because I'm like, ooh, Red Hulk, but then everyone was like, boo, and I was like, ooh.
I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. Anyway, Oldie or Goodie for you.
Yeah. You think we've stretched this section out enough?
I think we're stretched out, yeah.
Yeah, like a stretched individual, like a long, stretchy man, like a fantastic, stretchy... I'm rating this a Goodie.
Hell yeah. I'm going to give this a Goodie as well.
But it's a tentative goodie because I do think this film was too long, and I did get a little bored halfway through. But then it picked up. It did pick up. I'm just saying, this isn't the most excited I've been in any film.
For sure.
I liked the film, but it wasn't as thrilling as I hoped.
Yeah, that's fair. I liked it as well. I think there's definitely issues with it, but overall I was like, just kind of turned my brain off and enjoyed the atmosphere and the suspense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, it's kind of hard reviewing a 5 out of 5 movie last week and then doing something that's not average, but it's just very simple.
I think, maybe that skewed me, actually. Maybe you're right, because I'm being a bit boo-boo about this film, but actually maybe it's just because we watched a 5 out of 5 film last week, and so we know the peaks, and the fact that this film hasn't hit the peak for me has left me scarred and deformed, All
right, let's do some taglines. You gotta give a thumb up or a thumb down to these taglines. Number 1.
All right.
What do you do when your hiding place is their destination?
Ooh.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thumbs up. Yeah, we start off with a good tagline. Yeah.
I agree. It
does annoy me because it does do a little bit of spoilers. And I don't like spoilers in the tagline. Little spoilers for everyone.
But you know that that was in the trailer. You know that they teased that in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. They gotta tantalize you. They do have to tantalize you a bit. And this one's not too egregious because we don't know why.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. And then the second and final tagline is, it was supposed to be the safest room in the house.
Ooh, that's kind of funny.
Oh,
I kind of like that one.
It's good, isn't it?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it's kind of punny. It's kind of punny because this is a safe room, but it's not very safe. Ha ha! Funny joke.
Yep. Because it's panic room, but they're panicking in the panic room.
Whoa! They're in the safe room, but they're not actually safe.
I feel like the panic room isn't the only thing that's panicky. No, it's not good. Well, shove adamantium into my bones and call me Weapon X, listener, because this is another ad with me, Sally McSeller. And I'm very excited because this month over on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie Pod, Sandro and Zach have teamed up to start a brand new series reviewing every single X-Men movie that ever existed. That's why I did the Weapon X intro. Here's a clip from the first episode.
Sandro, who's your favorite mutant? What's your favorite mutant out there? What's one of your favorite mutants?
I mean, technically, Spider-Man did audition for the X-Men at one point. There was a comic book series when he joined the X-Men for a couple missions. He was also a member of the Fantastic Four for some reason. That happened in the 60s. But him being an X-Men doesn't really make sense. He was kicked out at some point, I'm pretty sure. He was there for a little bit.
Because they were like, wait a minute, you just got bitten by a spider. Get the fuck.
He's not a mutant. But by de facto, yeah, he is my favorite mutant for sure. Yeah,
Spider-Man is your
Spider-Man.
favorite mutant.
100%. Well, that sure sounds like a lot of fun. Traveling back to 2000 for a very different time of superhero movies over at patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie Pod, where you can get the bonus episode of X-Men right now, as well as a bunch of other bonus episodes and a bunch of ad-free content as well. Also, early, too. You get main episodes early without ads. And you get bonus content like that episode right there, the X-Men one. You got a bunch of other series you can check out, or just keep following the boys as they review every single X-Men movie. I'm sure all of them are going to be great. I'm sure there's not going to be a bad one amongst them. No siree. Yeehaw! Alright, spoilers, watch out. We're spoiling the whole thing. Jared Leto dies. He gets shot in the head and he dies.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
And then all the Gungans are in a big thing, dancing and singing because Jared Leto's dead.
Jared Leto. I don't think he's in a Star Wars, is he? I don't think he ever will be cast in one, but...
Thank God. Don't. Sandro, why would you say that?
Oh,
Sandro,
no! I'm so annoyed. I want to watch Tron 3, but he's the main character, and I'm gonna get grumpy. I don't want...
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The plot is very simple of this movie. So Jodie Foster is divorced. She takes the daughter. They move to a house.
Yep.
A big house previously owned by a very rich man who, where's his money gone? Where's the money gone? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. Anyway, moving to the house, that's fine. Or then 3 robbers come in and they're like...
That's an old, dead rich man on the mantelpiece, by the way, just letting everyone know.
Yeah.
We're a big fan of that mantelpiece as of previous years, you know?
Then 3 men come in and they're like, we're going to rob the place because we're after the money because Jared Leto's the old man's son. And oh my goodness, it's time for a thriller movie. And some people get shot and some people die. And some people, maybe one of them's nice, actually.
Also, Jared Leto really fucks up by, like, the whole thing of they've already moved in.
Yeah.
That, I feel like Jared Leto deserved to die just because of that fuck up. Like, that's a really big fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Because all they had to do was, like, come in. They could have broken in at night when the real estate agent was selling it to people, right? Like, there was so many opportunities for them not to fuck this up, and they fucked it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I guess that's kind of the point, is that he's like...
Oh, yeah, it's
you know,
the
he's
point.
like a rich white guy pretending to be a gangster, and so he's like...
Oh, yeah. I think he deserves to die, is what I'm saying. That's all.
That's true. That's pretty fair. It's not that he's like, because we've got 3 men breaking in. We got Jared Leto as the son. We got Forest Whittaker, who is like, he does security for big houses. He's kind of like the one with a conscience. He's kind of nice. He just kind of wants the money.
Yeah, he's just a dude. He's just a guy, right? He's just your everyday man. The only reason he's here is because, like, a big payday would really help his kids and stuff, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And so he's, like, he's not the nice one. He does some pretty mean things throughout the movie, but, you know, he's there to be the better of the 3. And then we've just got the psychopath in a ski mask who's fucked. That guy's fucked.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Who is also, like, a bus driver or something? Very funny to me.
I think so.
I like how Jared Leto's team is 3 guys. The guy who previously made the safe.
Yep.
Some random dude he met on the bus, I bet. You know, literally driving a bus, and himself.
And the guy who plays him, the character's name is Raul. The guy who plays him is called Dwight Yoakam, he's just a country singer predominantly. He's not, like, he's in a couple movies, but he's not really an actor. So he
was alright.
He's great considering that he's, you know, not in that many things. But yeah, they break in, and I liked the 3 of them. I thought they were like it was a good dynamic that the 3 of them had.
It was crazy to me later on when Jared Leto's like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it in and then grab the money as my inheritance.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you do that to fucking begin with? Jesus Christ, you're such a fuck up, you dumb rich child.
Exactly.
He's just like, he screws up every single interaction in this film, I'm pretty sure. Like, there isn't a single thing that he does that he doesn't fuck up, which is very funny.
And in that scene where he's like, this is too hard, I'll just call the cops and get the money through the inheritance. He, like, says how much is actually in the panic room, and that just gets him killed.
But, yeah, like, the guys point out how stupid it is that he lied to them and didn't tell them how much money was in there.
Yeah.
Because he literally says in the film, he's like, what do you think was going to happen? That we were going to open the safe and then wait for you downstairs while you collected the thing up here? Like, what? Jared Leto's whole plan is just a failure in every aspect, and it's great.
Exactly. And I don't know what it was about his performance, but it was good. Like, and I know it's because he's playing a bad guy, and, you know, he gets extra, I guess, swinging power in this performance because I already hate him. So, like, I already hate him, and now he's being a terrible person, so I hate him more, and it's successful. But, like, he's actually really good in this, and it's, like, I can kind of see him as the Joker. Like, watching this one, I'm like, I can kind of see him as the Joker now. He's fucking terrible as the Joker, and those movies are awful, but I'm like, I see a little bit of what casting directors would have been thinking in, like, the early 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's just he just sucks. It's the problem.
Yeah. Look, we're a bit mean to old Jared Leto on this podcast.
We are.
But he deserves it. Yeah. So,
It's true.
He'll cry away the insults with his mountains of money that he's made over the years by being in every fucking film that I love for some fucking reason.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I liked him. Forest Whittaker, he's good as well. I feel like
I love Forest Whittaker.
he's good, right? I feel like ever since he was in Rogue One, where he did that weird fucking performance.
Oh, hell yeah. That's where I love that bad boy from.
I feel like ever since then, I'm like, Forest Whitaker, he's okay. But no, he's great. He's so good.
Deception.
I'm going to get nose fucked by a tentacle monster in a Star Wars movie. What a weird character. Why did he do that?
He just doesn't do anything in that, but it's great. Lies. Deception. He's just a crazy, fighting dude, and I'm down with it. He's great.
He is. I like the character, because he's in Clone Wars and shit, too, and I'm like, fuck yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Isn't he... I think he's in Andor as well. I need to watch those, though, so don't quote me on that. I haven't watched them.
I haven't gotten up to that point yet, so...
I think it's probably, because Andor has the guy right from Rogue One, so there's a connection there, I'm sure.
There's a movie that he's in that I really want to watch, but I'm not going to say the name of it in case it's one of your options, but it's like this samurai mafia movie that looks fucking sick. But anyway, he's a great actor. And then, the guy who plays Raryl's great as well. In terms of our, I guess, heroes, we have Jodie Foster, who is just we don't ever know that much about her. She's just an angry mum, pretty much. She's angry that her husband cheated on her and essentially just gave her hush money to buy a house. And, she's taken her daughter and they moved into this massive fucking... I would hate to live there.
Yeah, I do like the big safe room, though. All jokes aside, the safe room's pretty cool. I like how its safety features, it's it can never crush you, and then, during the film, it crushes a dude.
Well, it can never crush you if you're standing up, I think, is the idea.
No, their idea is there's safety lasers, but that's still not, that's not...
It's not 100%
not
foolproof.
A thing. Yeah, it's not foolproof. You could put, a sensor on the door.
Yeah.
So when it senses it's touching something that's not whatever it's supposed to plug into, it would open again. There's ways around just putting some lasers in, and if you cross the laser, right?
Yeah.
But I guess this is, 2000 sort of thing. So, you have to forgive him a little bit. But
yeah, I like that it's not super high-tech, and it's not, trying to be futuristic high-tech,
Yeah, it's trying to be realistic high-tech.
Which I thought was cool. But every aspect of the panic room that they introduced during, the house inspection, I was like, okay, how is this going to come back later? I was like, that door's going to squash someone's hand. The guy mentions it's got its own ventilation system. I was like, okay, they're going to try and poison him at some point. And then, I like watching movies like this because they give you so many hints at the start. Same with Kristen Stewart's character having diabetes. That was mentioned at the start, and I was like, oh no, they're gonna get stuck in a room for way longer than they expected to, and they're gonna have to do some sort of injection, or something's gonna happen with that. And I'm like, cool, I'm getting excited for the payoff of all these things they've left on the mantelpiece.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. I liked the visuals of the panic room too. That wall of surveillance TVs was really cool. Visually, it was good. It's good.
It's a good film. And that's a good... I like the ventilation shaft and that sort of thing. The little pipe, the survival stuff in it.
Yeah, to go outside, you mean? The outside pipe?
Yeah. The little vent pipe sort of thing. I feel like there's a few issues with it. One, the phone isn't set up to begin with. I don't know how that's supposed to work, sort of thing.
They just moved in and she only hooked up one because there's a phone in the panic room, but it's got a separate line.
I know it's the whole plot is the fact. I mean, there is a phone in the room, so
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just mad because the one time they actually do call the police, it puts them on hold.
But that was so realistic though, because they're in New York, and I was like, yeah, of course they'd be put on hold.
Yeah, I know, but it just kind of sucks.
No, yeah, for sure. That is pretty
for them, I guess.
Fair. I liked how they though have to I like that scene how they have to get the line for the landline and then plug it into the phone, so they
yeah. Yeah.
That was interesting.
It's a good scene, actually, yeah.
I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know how that would
Yeah.
work necessarily.
How do
but-
phones work? Sorry, we only use the mobile phones. We don't know how these landlines work.
I think the only sequence in the panic room that didn't really work for me was the Morse code SOS sequence where they've got this pipe that like is like a small ventilation pipe leading to outside. Kristen Stewart has a flashlight, so she sticks her hand through it with the torch and like tries to message SOS to like the neighbors, and the neighbor just gets up and shuts his window, obviously. Like that whole sequence, I was like, it went on for a bit too long, and it was pretty obvious how it was going to end, and it wasn't going to work. So,
I mean, but in the end, that guy did call the cops, right?
did he? I thought the husband is the one who did it.
Yeah, one of the things the cop says is like, "Oh yeah, a neighbor or something."
Oh, okay. I guess he did then.
Oh, maybe that was the next door neighbor. Actually, never mind. Maybe he didn't. But like, I did want to say I love the cinematography of this film.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a lot of like close zooms ups and like following of pipes and other things that this movie liked to do to add a bit of flair, and I was down with it.
It used a lot of CGI for that as well, and it didn't look very bad.
It did use a
looked
lot of
pretty good.
CGI,
I was like,
yeah.
this is good.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what you thought of the CGI, so that's good to know that you were like,
I liked it. I feel like I've seen a scene of this on like Corridor Crew or something before, where it's the scene where it's like I think the robbers are at the front door, and then they're like walking around the back, and we get this long shot directly through the house. It's like staying on the same. It's like a dolly shot, just going from one end of the house to the other, but like it's going through like chairs and shit, so it's obviously not possible to film with a real camera at that point in time. And so it like changes to like a CGI room at points to like go through like a CGI chair or something. And it looked a little bit distracting, but it was very cool. So I don't know. I think I'm fine with it.
Yeah. The cinematography is fantastic in this film, and definitely my favorite part of the film, I think.
Yeah.
I liked the sort of thing where, so of course, the robbers break in, they're discovered, they panic, so they go to the panic room. But she like leaves her mobile phone out.
Yeah.
And then they have like, we have a series of events where first they try and like bargain with the people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work. She gets on the intercom and tells them to fuck off.
I liked that scene because she doesn't know what to say to like scare him, and Kristen Stewart's like, "You've got to say fuck." That's good.
And then it's like, oh, she left her mobile phone outside and all that, so she has to go and grab that. Meanwhile, the bad guys are arguing because they're like, no one's supposed to be here, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And so they're going back and forth, and then they're coming up with ideas. They're like trying to bash through the floor.
That was funny.
They're trying to bash through the wall. They do a little drill hole, and they drill. The guy who built it specifically drills into the ventilation shaft. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think he can drill into the like safe room itself, but he's able to drill into the ventilation shaft, and they try and gas them out.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the lady responds by wrapping herself in a fire blanket, sticking her arm into this gas leak, and lighting it on fire.
Which was like not at all. I don't think a regular person would do that, but also she's fucking pissed. She's the single mother. She's like, you try and fuck with my house.
I think someone would do it, but I'm not sure on what level of stupidity, because she should have she should have died from the way she did it.
She should have gotten a little bit burnt at least.
She was like, it shows her hand got a little singed, but that's it. She should have like lost her arm. She was like shoulder deep into that vent, which was full of gas when she lit that. She has zero reaction time to get out of that vent before it literally lights her head on fire, her arm on fire, and like her body on fire. There's like no way she gets out of that unscathed. That's crazy.
That is true. I thought that part was unrealistic. However, what happened to the gas canister was pretty realistic and cool. How it just like flies up into the roof.
It's like shooting flames everywhere. I think it just like at one point shoots up into the ceiling.
Yeah, I think so.
Which was very funny. It was very funny. I like the blue flames as well. That was very silly.
Yeah.
just the whole explosion thing. It was a funny little plot line.
Yeah, I liked that sequence a lot.
And of course, the bad guys the whole time are arguing between each other, like, "Oh, we need to gas them, but you can't gas them too much, otherwise they'll die." And it's like, they're not gonna die; they're just gonna throw up. And it's like, no, we should stop gassing them. We just, we need them to open the door.
Yeah.
And
you got fucking like Raoul just being like, I'm only here to kill people. I'm just here because I want to kill some people. So let's kill these
It's
people.
like, what? The whole plan was they went to an empty house, right? What was his plan?
think-
Was it just? Was he? I think he was planning to kill the other two of them. I'm pretty sure.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he was planning that. He is unhinged.
But yeah. Just from how unhinged he acts the entire movie, that's my vibe.
Yeah.
Is he was going to betray both of them.
No, definitely. Yeah, I liked the scene. You mentioned how she leaves her phone outside. I like the scene where she goes to get her phone. It's all in slow-mo, but it's it's good slow-mo, you know? I was like, the whole sequence was in slow-mo.
Oh. So when Zack Snyder does it, you hate it.
Exactly. No, I do.
When it's not him, then you love it. Classic Zack Snyder hater over here.
Because it's like, as soon as she opens the door, it's all slow-mo until she shuts the door again. And I just thought that was like a really good way to do it.
Classic Zack Snyder hater hypocrite over here.
That's right. That's me. For sure, 100%. But yeah, no. I thought that was good.
Well, I, as someone who personally loves Zack Snyder and thinks all his slow-mo is good, especially that scene where the bad guy from the second movie, the Nazi dude is like spinning through the air going down the ship. That's a great scene.
Oh, yeah,
It's my favorite scene. Anyway, they get blown up. There's some things. She has to run out for the cell phone, and then the cell phone doesn't even work. So that whole sequence, it gets
them the cell phone to call the husband through like another series of events. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, don't they just end up using the landline again? I'm confused at how that works.
Because they plugged the phone from the panic room into the landline cable.
Couldn't they have done that earlier?
Yeah, but they wouldn't have thought of it unless they had the phone, I guess.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like the problem I have, I guess, is that a lot of the times after a scene, it goes back to square one.
Yes. But I mean, that's kind of how it would work, though, if you're in like a survival situation.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
I don't know.
I don't know. The progression is weird. Although it is funny when, of course, the roles are reversed, because we have a bit of a conflict. Why? Oh, yeah. The daughter has diabetes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yes, she does, and her blood sugar level just plummets.
As it would in a stressful situation.
Exactly. So she needs something. They're trying to find some ketchup. That was a funny line where Jodie Foster is like, anything in here might have sugar. Ah, fuck, it's sugar-free Coke. Oh, no, what's this? That doesn't have sugar in it. It's very good.
Yeah, it's like, that's really funny, because, like, yeah, maybe the old guy was just, like, trying to cut out sugar because his doctor advised it.
Exactly.
So it's like nothing in the supply box has sugar in it.
Yep.
It's like, no, these fucking mints, they're sugar free. No.
But so she leaves the room again to try and find stuff, right? Is that what happens? Is that how she leaves the room?
So she leaves the room again.
Yeah.
This time, this is after Jared Leto has carked it, though. Because Jared Leto just gives up after a while. He's like, fuck it. I'll just call, please tell them, hey, my grandfather left some stuff in a safe in my old place. I need the inheritance for that, you know.
Yeah.
I still don't know how he couldn't have just organized it to be like, hey, can I inspect this old room my grandfather used to own or something. I think he's just a complete fucking idiot. But anyway.
Well, no, I think once you buy the house, any money that's found in the house is yours, though. I think there's a rule there somewhere.
Sure, but, like, surely before the house is sold, you could have figured this out, right?
True. Yeah,
I think, again,
sure.
It's probably him fucking it up. But, like, yeah, he could have just come a week earlier and they would have been fine, right? Like,
True.
There's so many levels on which he fucked up.
So yeah, he dies, and then the husband shows up out of nowhere, and I like how useless he is in this movie.
Yep.
It's great. He's just this old man who, like, he barely talks. He's just like,
Yeah. Not only is he useless, but he's also a piece of shit.
Oh, he really
because
is.
He cheated on his wife. Yeah.
He really is. So then he shows up, and then I think she's like, all right, now's my chance to run down. Oh, because they do the switcheroo, where they beat him up, and then Raoul changes like outfits with the husband.
Yes.
So that she's like, oh no, and thinks that switcheroo, whatever. She's out of this panic room now, and then the two bad guys are in the panic room.
She goes out and she finds her husband, and then the bad guys go upstairs and they see the doors opened.
Yeah.
And so there's like a struggle sort of thing where she like...
And they don't even know that the daughter's there as well, by the way. Just want to put that out there. They don't even know that she's in the house. They think it's just Jodie Foster because she's the only one who's been talking to them.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because doesn't Forest Whittaker see the girl sleeping in a bedroom at one stage?
Oh, maybe he does then. Yeah, maybe he does, but the others don't.
Yeah, maybe he knows that she's there, but the others don't, yeah. Anyway, there's a struggle. At one stage, I think she rips off the bus driver dude, the psycho's jacket, which had his gun in it.
Yeah.
And then the bad guys are like, oh shit, she has the gun. And she's like, oh wait, I have a gun.
I have a gun. And they run into the panic room, and then Raoul's hand gets crushed by the door, because of course it has to get crushed at some point. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved when she kept like kicking the door as well, so it's just grinding his hand even more.
That was very cartoony. That was very silly.
I liked that.
But yeah, then she's like, please save my daughter. She needs the insulin. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, so Forest Whitaker gives her the injection. A whole great... Also, Kristen Stewart in this is fucking phenomenal. She's so good in this movie.
Yeah, she's great.
I feel like everyone forgets that she was a child actor, but she was, and she was excellent in this movie. Although there was that scene where she's passed out, and she's like going all white, and the first thing I thought was she's turned into a vampire. Which was probably a bit mean in the moment, but you know.
Yeah, but like, you can only make that post this movie. The problem was Twilight hasn't been made beforehand, right? It's not their fault.
No,
it's Twilight's fault for ruining this movie.
That's correct.
But also, I think she plays an excellent person lying on the ground dying. I think she does a great job at lying on the ground and not saying anything.
We get that great scene where the cops...
See, because she's not acting in that. I'm being mean.
You're being mean.
Yeah, I'm being mean.
I see what
to this
you're doing.
actress that gets a bad rap. Yeah,
she's very good in a lot of things. So
yeah.
I liked.
I agree.
We get the scene where the cops knock on the door and Jodie Foster has to like talk to them. That was a good tense sequence as well.
Yeah, but like...
There was some weird writing in there.
Exactly, right? Like, why did she just tell the fucking cops, though?
Well, because they would have killed... Well, no, because Raoul would have killed the daughter.
Yeah, right? But here's what you do. You just go, hey, cops, there's some bad men who are holding my daughter hostage. If you come into my house, they will kill her. Go away and arrest anyone that leaves this house.
That's true, because they don't have audio in the panic room, so they could have done that. That's fair.
And surely she should know that, because we had a scene earlier where they were holding up fucking posters to talk with her, right?
That's true.
Like, so they know he doesn't have audio, right? Like, I feel like there's a way she could have communicated with the cops and didn't need to tell them to, like, fuck off, right?
But what she said to the cops, it still made them come back with heaps of other men to surround the house, though. Like, they still were like, yeah, because they just show up at it. Well, maybe it was from all the gunshots, but I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure she fucked that interaction up.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know.
And that cop was definitely like, I have a hunch something bad's happening here, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
That cop was sniffing out that crime. I was on board with cop number 1. Cop number 2 didn't give a shit because it was 4 a.m. and he wanted to go to bed.
He wanted to go to bed.
Which is also fair.
That's fair, I guess. But also, it's your job, cop number 2. What are you doing? This is why no one trusts you, New York police.
Do you want her to list out the 3 things she was gonna do to him?
Yeah, fuck. That whole sequence was so silly. So anyway, eventually they get the money and they're like, it's time to leave. So they go to leave. Then we get a big fight scene. I like the scene where she hits Raoul in the head with a sledgehammer. Thought that was really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty brutal as well. Yeah, this... I'll give the movie this. It's got some good blood. It's got some good brutal, like, scenes. Like, people are getting shot.
Yeah, whenever someone gets shot in the head, it looks very good.
Yeah.
Which, when you compare it to Rebel Moon, you're like, hell yeah, this is how you do people with half a face.
Yeah. Yeah, and so she's beating him up. The gun goes flying. The dad's trying to get to the gun.
Yeah.
The psychopath is going to murder the mum, but look who comes back. It's Forest Whittaker here to save the day.
He kills Raoul, and then he tries to escape, but he can't because it's raining, so he can't climb up over the fence, and then the police arrest him, and he's like, no, I'm going to get arrested. And he's like, but I got the bonds. I don't want anyone to get them. I'm going to throw them up in the air. They go floating away in the air. They get drenched. Those bonds, that's $10 million away in a thunderstorm.
That was dumb. Why did he throw them away? He could have kept them, surely. Like, no one else knew about the... I mean, maybe the girl.
They would have searched him, though, right?
Yeah, I guess he searched them, and then the cops just take them. But I feel like, just... Why did he come back? He could have just gotten away with bajillions. I feel like Forest Whitaker's character gets screwed over the most in this film.
I have a feeling, and my partner said this, they were like, I don't think they're going to press charges against him. Because he's, like, they're both okay with him, you know? And, like, Kristen Stewart will be like, he...
Oh, yeah, for sure, right?
Helped me, and also, you know, he killed Raoul, so, like, you know...
Yeah, I don't think they're pressing charges. I'm just saying he could have gotten away with the, like, 20 million or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, instead of getting 20 million that he could have rightfully gotten away with, he gets away with just,
It's true.
Nothing.
But also, how do bank bonds work? I don't know how we don't really have that in Australia, so I don't really know how they work. Like, if you need to be related to the person who took them out.
No. It was just the whole thing of, the other guy owns them. So the whole inheritance things was just because his grandfather owned them. But bonds are just worth what's printed on them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Bonds are specifically promises from the government to give you money. And they can increase with value, they can decrease with value. I think they only increase, really, actually.
It's basically just old school crypto.
Yeah, except the idea was, like, that they didn't decrease with value, I think.
Right.
I think I was false in saying that. I think bonds specifically are, like, a promised set value of things. So a lot of bonds is quite valuable.
Yeah, that's how Ron Swanson makes all his money.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a reference to something old. It's 10 years ago now that ended. Anyway.
I dig it.
And I liked how the movie ended. I liked the final, like... I don't think it's the final line, but at some point someone's like, you know you're going to have to move now, right? And I thought that was hilarious. And then the final scene of the movie is Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart on a park bench picking out more houses to go to inspections to. And I was like, it's kind of it's a nice ending. It doesn't, like, wrap up everything. It's just like, well, the movie's done. So, bye.
I wish it could have been like... Look what the bad guys dropped. They dropped, like, one bond, which is still worth, like, $1 million, right? Or something? Yeah,
But
right?
I'm pretty sure they are millionaires, though. Because I know the husband's, like, a multi-millionaire.
No, the whole point was that she wasn't rich. It was her husband. And so she's going to get some money from the divorce, but she might not be as rich afterwards, you know?
For sure.
I mean, actually, she got cheated on. She's probably getting away with quite a bit of money.
Probably. I like that scene where she calls her husband's mistress a bitch. I was like,
Yeah.
just because it was funny.
It was funny.
And I think this movie has really solidified the fact that Jodie Foster is very good. I didn't know who she was going into Silence of the Lambs, but now that we've done 2 of her movies, I'm like, this is a good actor.
There you go. You got a good overview of her work?
Yeah, I think she's
Pretty
very
positive?
good, actually. Yeah, pretty positive. This award-winning actor, pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Deserved, actually.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Just like Jared Leto.
Why is he good in this? I hate it. I hate that I like him in this. Although, you swap out Jared Leto for Heath Ledger in this, and it's, it's probably a better movie. So
You swap Jared Leto for any actor that can wear that hair,
That's true.
and you're good.
my partner also said that he was trying to act like Nicolas Cage in this. I can see that as well. He's like crashing out like Nick Cage.
Yeah. At one point, I kind of feel like the bus driver, the crazy dude, he kind of gave me Cage vibes.
Yeah, him as well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like at the start, he like just introduces himself by saying his own name, which is a very Nick Cage thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, all in all, pretty fun movie. go watch it if you want a fun time, I guess. Out of all of the movies set in one location, it's no Train to Busan. But it's pretty good. Also, I haven't seen Train to Busan, so I can't really comment on that.
A bit of a shorter episode so far, but I don't think I have anything else to really add on to that. Like,
Yeah.
there was really cool shots, there's cool tech, there's situations, they struggle, they succeed. It's all good.
There's a couple stretches here and there, but, that is what you expect with these sort of movies.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit long. It feels a bit
Yeah.
padded out. That was my definitely biggest gripe.
I think if this was like 90 minutes, that's the perfect length for these
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
So, yeah. Unless you want to go for a slow burn, then 4 hours.
Yeah,
4
yeah.
hours.
Well, if it was 4 hours, we wouldn't have watched it. I could tell you.
That's true. Definitely wouldn't have put it as an option.
G'day, America. It's Tony and Ryan from the Tony and Ryan podcast from Down Under.
This episode is sponsored by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country.
These guys are no longer the prepaid wireless company you might remember. They've invested billions into building their own 5G towers across America, transforming the carrier into America's fourth major network alongside the other big dogs.
Yep, they're challenging the competitors by working harder and smarter, like this amazing new network they've literally built. They have blazing fast 5G and plans for all the latest devices. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or find them online at boostmobile.com.
As kids, we were a blank sheet of paper with no life experience, and now we are paper balls full of perfect imperfections. Join me on the Grown Up Podcast as I explore these imperfections with you and occasional guests to give a different perspective on life that will make you think just a little deeper. Along the way, we celebrate independence by catching the waves of independent musicians with the Now segment, better known as Naturally on a Wave. If you're ready to smooth your imperfections so you can show up for yourself, then search Grown Up, look for the perfectly imperfect paper ball, and press play. Tune into the Grown Up Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and more. Oh yeah, remember to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode.
All right, Sandro.
That's me.
It's time for raving reviews, but you're in charge, but I'm in charge.
You're in charge, actually.
It's the part of the show where I lock you in a room and force you to listen to reviews from the best review site, Rotten Tomatoes. From the best people that leave reviews, the audience. Because as we know, the critics are corporate shills.
That's true. They are indeed.
It's a fact. And the audience, they always know what's best, which is why half the people that were leaving reviews gave it very high reviews, and half of them gave it very low reviews.
I think this movie's got pretty, down the middle scores, right? I'm looking now.
Yeah, it's got pretty positive, actually. It's not too bad.
76% critics, 64 audience. That makes sense.
Yeah. 64 audience is kind of the vibe you got to think about there, right?
It's definitely one of those movies that's got a higher critic score than audience score, I reckon. Definitely one of those ones. Because the critics like the way the movie's made, and the audiences are like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, you'll find out what they think just now. So, I'm going to tell you the review. You've got to guess the scores. The scores go from 0.5 to 5. You've got to guess the score. If you get to the score, you get a point. Also, one of these reviews is secretly my review.
oh my goodness, what?
So you have to find that one out.
All right, cool. Let's do this.
All right, Anthony says, filled with A-list star acting out an improbable to downright stupid plot. It'd be okay for a made-for-TV movie.
Wow.
But as a major box office release with the stars, it's almost laughably awful.
Ooh.
Boring, too.
Damn, that's a savage review right there. What did I say? They don't care about the way it's made. They just,
true.
yeah, that's right. Probably, downright awful though. 1 star. It's not half a star because of the cast, right?
Very close. You were on the right track. It was 1.5. It was
okay.
1.5.
Yeah.
But you were right. It wasn't 0.5. It had the A-list casts, you know. You were on that vibe. You were close.
Okay, not bad.
The next review doesn't have a name, but they said, Amazing film for sure! 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. The emoji, 100.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
100, 100, 100, 100. Please watch it! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I would like to preface that review is in all caps, by the way, just if that wasn't clear.
Yeah, no, of course. I got it. I'm in its for 5 stars. I was going to say that was your review because it didn't have a username, but the please watch it star, I'm like, that's not you. That can't be you. But that's going to be 5 stars for sure.
That is 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
That one was slightly positive, I think. Yeah.
This is like one of those movies who I'm like, whose favorite movie is Panic Room? I liked it, but it's like, whose favorite movie is this though? Like,
well, it's not Grace's because she says, kind of uncomfortable. Like, what's going on?
is that the whole review?
That's the whole review.
That's the whole review. I mean, like, but, that's hard because that's not negative at all because that's how the movie's meant to make you feel. But the what's going on part leads me to think that they just didn't understand it and so they don't think it's good. But how do you not understand this?
Yeah, I picked this one because I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, actually. I like this one.
How do you not understand this? This movie's just a bunch of people are trapped in a house. It's pretty simple. Oh, I love Rotten Tomatoes. That's got to be...
This is a certified Rotten Tomatoes review.
Is that 1? Maybe?
Incorrect. Totally wrong. Totally off. You should have thought about it. You were like... You were on the right track, but it was in the middle. You should have aimed for the middle. It was actually 3 out of 5.
That's still too high for that review, though. That doesn't make any sense.
It says kind of uncomfortable, like what's going on, you know?
Yeah, okay, fair.
The next review also doesn't have a username. And I think it's mostly, like, half the reviews these days don't have a username. But
That's
sometimes
true.
I just got to make sure that you read the same things I've read.
I don't know what's going on with Rotten Tomatoes, but they've deleted half their user base.
Yeah, it's funny. Stupid movie. Great director. But essentially, a suspense-filled load of crap.
Oh, that might be yours. That's a bit mean. I don't know. That's probably 2 out of 5, I'm going to say.
Ooh, close. That's 1.5.
Oh, a little bit lower. Okay.
Yep.
All
and
right.
then finally, Haley says, Jodie Foster is bae. XOXOXOXOXO.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of my drink, and I think the
very
face...
funny to watch. You didn't see it, but just as I started reading it, he took a swig of water to refresh himself. Just as he said, "Bae," he just choked on it. It was great.
That's 5. No, 4. No, 5. It's 5.
It's 3 out of 5.
What the fuck? What the hell? My goodness.
Okay, you didn't get any of those right, but maybe you can guess which one mine was.
Is it the good director but movie stupid one? I feel like 1.5 is too low for you, but also...
Yeah, but I could have done that to throw you off.
You could have done that to throw you off. Like, unlike when we do this on Patreon, you haven't actually posted these reviews. Mine are posted. They're out there for people to see, so...
Well, I can't post them, because otherwise you'd be able to guess them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, you're incorrect. Mine was actually the last one that said Jodie Foster is bae.
That's very funny.
XOXOXOXO.
That threw me off so much because that's not at all. Oh,
absolutely.
that's so good.
Absolutely, because I came up with my usual review of doing something funny and snarky.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. And I was like, wait a minute. I have an idea. Delete line.
Just write Jodie Foster is bae.
bae. XOXOXO.
No wonder it threw me so much.
It was after reading the Amazing Film Faux Show.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, I got to get on that vibe, you know?
Well, what an incredible way to end that episode. Thank you so much for listening to Oldie but Goodie for another episode. If you like the show, say this to a friend. Hey, friend, would you like to get stuck in a panic room with me and listen to 304 episodes worth of 2 Australian lads talking about movies?
I would love to listen to that. How can I listen to that?
In a panic room. I just said, we got to get locked in this room right here.
Yeah, but we're in the panic room. Where do I go from there? Do I go online? Where do I go to get this amazing podcast that you're talking about?
You go into the second panic room inside the panic room.
Whoa!
Panic room 2. We put a panic room in the panic room.
That's great and all, but like, what website do I go to download this podcast? You've told I'm inside a second fucking panic room here. Yeah, we're not going to be attacked by anybody in here, but I still don't know what site to download the fucking podcast.
I understand what you're saying now. Well, you go to you can go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review while you're at it. You can go to Spotify.
Oh, fuck. Why didn't you get to that bit?
You can go to Spotify, leave a review while you're at it. You can go to YouTube and leave a comment while you're at it. And we're on everything, every single app.
Man, this second panic room's pretty deep. How do we get out of here?
To get out, you can go to patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod, subscribe, get some bonus episodes, ad-free episodes, and you'll also get out of this panic room. So that's how you do that. That's right.
Oh, I have to pay to get out of this panic room?
You do, because I'm actually a psychopath.
Oh, I think I've seen that movie before.
And that's how that interaction will go. Patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. Zach, out right now, we've started a new journey into a new cinematic franchise.
A cinematic franchise full of adventure, action, and a huge jacked man?
That's right, a franchise that's going to be pretty good, then get pretty bad, then get good again, then get fucking terrible. So it's going to be very fun.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That statement was very accurate in every way. What, doing the X-Men?
That's correct.
A little bit of X-Men, a little bit of
X-Men.
a little bit of Charles Xavier.
That's right. New series, and unlike other series that we've done on Patreon, we're doing this one back to back. We're just going non-stop until we get through the whole thing. Well, aside from a K-drama in the middle of the year, but
yeah, well, back to back, except for the giant K-drama in the middle. But aside from that, back to back.
Back to back. So that'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to X2, but we started it off with X-Men.
Oh, dude, I can tell you because I watched the first X-Men movie when we initially proposed this idea because I had watched Deadpool 3 and just really wanted to watch it anyway. So I just was like, fuck it. I'll just do it. And I watched the film. I can tell you, I am very much looking forward to this series because
I am as well.
First one kind of holds up. Spoiler, it holds up.
Gotta tell you that this much, the first one, I got a lot of nostalgia for it. And let's just say they don't make superhero movies like they used to. That's for sure.
It's true.
They used to be good. No, that's not fair. It's not true.
No, I think that's very fair, actually.
That's true.
Marvel, step up your fucking game.
Well, Deadpool and Wolverine was bad, according to me. And so, you know, I like going back to the older days.
What?
It was
Deadpool
fine.
Wolverine was fine, yeah. Minimum fine.
It was a very bad Deadpool movie, and it was an okay Wolverine movie. I'll say that much. And it was a very good Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness movie. Tell you that much for free.
Oh, very true. I'll tell you, it was the best thing fucking Marvel's produced in a fucking while.
I disagree, but I can't be fucked for remembering what other Marvel shit's come out recently.
Like, if you can't remember what else it's got to attend with, I think it's doing a pretty good job.
I was going to be like, Agatha All Along was good, and then I was like, but was it though? Not really.
Look, I think Deadpool 3 was a good way of getting Deadpool and Wolverine together, and I think it was a fun little romp.
I just wish they had a plot to go with it. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't need a plot because it had references in it, and references are basically plot, Sandro.
I like how the movie was like, movies that have references in it, they're shit movies. Anyway, we're just going to have a bunch of references.
Yeah.
When you call out the bad thing, you can't then do the bad thing because that's not parody. That's just you doing the bad thing.
No, you can because then it's funny, Sandro. But also it's funny because you think he's Captain America, but he isn't, though.
That was
Sandro.
I enjoyed that a lot. That was good. I like to lecture. I like Blade. We're just spoiling Deadpool and Wolverine
It's a good
now.
fucking film. You're mean. You're mean. Stop saying mean things about something I liked. You can't have differing opinions. That's not allowed.
It was mostly okay. Anyway, patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. It was better than Captain America 4, probably. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for Zach to tell me movies, and I go pick movies, you've picked movies, and then I go to pick movies, and I don't know, like, they've got to be connected to Panic Room in some way. I was trying to, like, come up with movie directions that you would go in, I can't think of anything. I'm stumped. So
A lot of these I picked were actor connections. I will tell you that. That's my first clue that I'm going to give you. That most of these, I'll tell you, one of these isn't.
Okay.
One of these isn't. Technically, two of them weren't, but I kind of cut one last minute because I was like, I was a bit shaky on it.
That's fair.
I'll tell you, you've got 4 movies. There were 5. The 5th movie was Home Alone.
I was going to say, if you pick Home Alone, I'm going to laugh a lot.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
cool.
Home Alone was
Home Alone
one of the
is-
connections.
Well, I mean, they reference Home Alone so much in Panic Room as well, so
Right?
it makes sense that, you know.
Yeah. But I was like, that's a little too obvious. That's a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
and it's
for
like,
sure.
I've seen Home Alone before. You know what? Like, I think it would be a good option, but I didn't want to watch it. I was like, I've seen Home Alone a lot. It's not a bad film. I love the film. It's one
It's
of
a
my
great
favorite
movie.
films, but it's also a Christmas film.
And also, I watched it maybe like a year ago at this point. So, you know, I've seen
It's
it
a
quite
bit
recently.
too fresh. It's a bit too fresh.
No, exactly.
Wait till the Christmas times. Then we can shove a Home Alone in. Once you're in the Christmas season.
Yeah. Although, if you did Home Alone, then I would have been able to do the most recent Home Alone Netflix movie, the one with drones or some shit. He's got drones now.
That's the exact reason it isn't an option this week. All right. So, Sandro, I'm going to give you 4 options for movies.
All right.
I'm not going to give you any of the hints that we have previously given on the shows.
Oh,
Instead,
no.
I'm going to start this one off differently.
Oh, no.
Because you told me you didn't know what movies I was going to pick, and I'm going to keep it that way. So what I'm going to do now is something new, a little new intro. So what I'm going to do is make an impression of what the poster would sound like.
Okay,
for each of them. This is
All
my
right.
new hint.
I'm ready to have some instant reactions to cut this one and stuff. So, okay,
So
cool.
this is what I think the posters would sound like if you... to be fair, it's if you didn't know what the movie was, right?
Right, okay.
This is from a perspective just going off the poster and nothing else.
Okay, sure.
So for the first one, I go... "Ah!"
Yelling, I'm thinking like George of the Jungle. I'm thinking like, mainly just George of the Jungle.
That's a good vibe. That's a good vibe. to get.
Cool.
Okay, the next one is...
Whispering. I'm thinking like Da Vinci Code. I'm thinking Hush by Mike Flanagan. Cool. Yeah.
This one's where it gets a little funky.
Oh, I'm thinking space. Space is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep,
I'm thinking Star Trek. I'm thinking Gravity. That's what I'm thinking.
I can tell you this post is pretty busy. There was a lot going on, right?
Right, okay.
And then this one's... Hello and welcome to our local radio station. I'm your radio host. I'm doing radio things. I'm looking at you. Radio.
Oh, I'm thinking Truman Show. I'm thinking Good Morning Vietnam. I don't know how you would have gotten a connection to that one.
No. But remember, Sandro, I'm just going off the vibes of the poster.
Okay, that's 4 interesting vibes. I'm leaning towards the whispering. At the moment,
okay.
I'm leaning towards the whispering.
Yeah. That's an interesting one because I'm pretty sure everything you named was super wrong. Just the most incorrect at all. And it's very funny to me.
Okay. Now what do we do?
Now you can ask some questions. Were your opening hints.
Can I ask for genre, or are we not doing any of that?
Any of the give me ones, you're not allowed to ask those ones.
Can I ask for the connection? Because no, because that's obvious, right? Unless you just say cast member, not the name of the person. I don't know. I feel like that's going to be too obvious if they're all actors.
Yeah, that's true. There is a lot of actor ones, which that might give it away. Maybe a different one.
Okay, if these movies were to... If these movies were a Melbourne suburb, what suburb would they be?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one for your local Melbourners out there that are listening to this podcast.
Yeah, this is terrible for our majority American listeners.
Yep, absolutely. They'll have no idea. I'll say the last one, Sunbury.
Oh, interesting. So it's like announcer radio vibes in Sunbury. We were famously presenters on Sunbury radio.
Yes, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for there, you know.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, cool.
The first two are kind of like inner city suburbs.
Right, like your Richmond, Essendon.
The second one's Richmond.
Oh, okay.
The first one is more like real central, like Melbourne Square. Like what's Flinders Street? What's that sort of vibe?
Oh, just Melbourne, I guess.
Yeah, just
then.
Melbourne.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
Melbourne
yeah.
itself. Okay.
And the third one is Geelong, like like Geelong, I guess. I don't know.
Super far out. No one goes there.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. All right. Man, I don't even. That didn't help me at all. If these movies were, what the fuck can I ask? To like.
You got to make us some new ones. You could ask for Rotten Tomato.
That's true. Actually, Rotten Tomatoes.
They're all above 50%.
Oh. I can't ask for genre. Can't ask for cast members. Can I
gotta
ask
be
for director?
creative.
Director's not really a gimme. That's gonna maybe make it too obvious for me, though. That's the problem with directors.
Yeah. I like the vagueness. You know?
Okay, all these movies go shopping for branded pajamas. What brand of pajamas are they getting? As in, like, it could have Garfield on it.
Oh, branded pajamas. I thought this was just like they were going to go shopping and what would they buy?
No. They're specifically looking for pajamas. What, like, IP is on their pajamas? Like, famous characters or, like, a vibe or, you know, something.
This is a good question. I like this because he's definitely wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
I'll say they're very expensive pajamas.
Like Peter Alexander sort of vibes.
Yeah. They've got like a bit of gold trim.
Oh,
you
even
know,
more
or
expensive
something.
than that.
Well,
right,
like,
yeah.
They dress to impress with these pajamas. You know, they don't want any lame. They've got Gucci branding on these pajamas.
Oh,
right?
Gucci pajamas. Sure thing. All right.
Yeah. Second one, another set of expensive ones, but not Gucci. These aren't dressing to impress pajamas. These are just high quality pajamas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
They've spent a lot of money on these, but they don't need to show you that. They have some like velvet, really soft, very
Velvet.
comfortable. But maybe they've got like Oscar the Grouch on it or whatever. You know, like
Oscar.
Okay, maybe that's a bad. Maybe I should have said that. You'll.
It's like a Sesame Street branded Oldie.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. No. Okay, I take that back. You gotta latch onto that too hard. It's more just like they like comfortable. They could have anything on them.
I'm going with Oldie for that one then, because it's kind of expensive, but it doesn't show it.
I'm gonna say it's a very high quality hoodie.
Okay. Yeah.
The third one is like that's a onesie. That's
Yeah.
I'm gonna have. It's got like Buzz Aldrin on it. It's got like spaceships and stars. You know.
I don't think Buzz Aldrin's an IP, but also he is. So yeah, for sure, I'll
but
allow
like,
it.
but like, it's got little stars on it, and they like glow in the dark. You know.
Yeah, like space.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
They're pretty fun. And then the last one, you've got some pretty bog standard pajamas. There's nothing special about them. I think these specifically don't have any brand. These are like Target / Walmart / whatever your equivalent is in your country. Like, you go there, you spend $20 on a set of pajamas. that you'll use till you've got holes in them, right?
For sure. Yeah.
That's the vibe.
They're Garfield pajamas. Gotcha. Garfield Kmart pajamas. I definitely don't have a pair of Garfield Kmart pajamas, by the way.
Hell yeah, dude. That's hype as hell, dude.
All right. I don't know. I kind of want to cut the radio announcer one. I kind of want to cut it. I'm not really picking up on its vibes, so I'm just going to cut that one for now. I'm going to go
That's
between
fair.
1, 2, and 3. I'm scared of the first one.
You scared of the first one?
I'm scared of the Melbourne yelling George of the Jungle with this Gucci pajamas. I'm scared of it. I don't know what it is. I'm scared.
Would you like to ask a question about it? Maybe you'll get more of a vibe.
I think I am going to ask a question for number 1 to number 3 because I've cut the fourth one. What job would these movies have?
First one, they're like a stockbroker.
Oh, stockbroker. All right, sure.
Yeah, like your Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. I think I know the vibes of the movie a little bit more now. If it's Melbourne, Gucci, stockbroker, Wall Street. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right? So that's why I'm saying central Melbourne, right? Because they're working in a skyscraper sort of situation.
Yeah.
The second one, what's their job, you said?
Yep.
Like mobster.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying like comfy pajamas, but like practical, but also expensive because they can afford it. So they're like robbing the first guy, right?
Why are they whispering? What is this movie? Okay.
That's my favorite clue that I came up with because it's not quite exactly the poster, but it's close enough and it's going to be funny.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
The third one, unpaid internship vibes.
Right. So media. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but like an unpaid internship, just fresh out of school.
Okay.
You know.
All right. I think I want to make a decision. I
know
the most about 1 and 3, and that's making me want to pick 2 because I don't know what it is.
And if you want to know, the fourth one was joining the army.
Oh, I'm glad I cut it. Glad I cut that one. I'm like, obviously because of the space, I'm leaning towards that third one. Part of me's like, it's Zathura because Kristen Stewart is in Panic Room and she's also in Zathura. I'm like, could it be Zathura? I love Zathura, but I also, it's like too much of a known, and I kind of want to go for that second one. Why is it whispering? Why does it have an expensive
whispering to
Sesame
you.
Street branded Oldie? I'm not letting it go. Why is it a mobster? The mobster thing doesn't gel with the other things in my original thought of what that movie was.
I think you need at least one more hint.
Okay.
So I'm going to paint you a painting.
Oh, the painting one.
The
Sure.
first
All right.
one. The first one is painted in a deep shade of red onto a white canvas, but it's just several streaks across it, and maybe a splattering of like blues and other things, and it's modern art. You know, that's it. That's all it is.
Very modern art for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
yep.
fancy. Very
Yep.
modern art.
And I don't like it.
The second one.
Yep.
The second one is the Mona Lisa. It's just the Mona Lisa.
The fuck is that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, all right.
And the third one is a very passionate, but not the best finger painting you've ever seen.
Finger paint, right? So it's for kids. It's a kids movie, then maybe. That's what I'm picking up on that. The Mona Lisa throws me even more. I don't know what that. I'm going with it. Lock it in. Second option.
Second option.
Yeah.
Okay, you've locked it in. You've
Yeah.
locked it in.
I don't know
And
what it
will
is.
all become clear, Sandro.
I wanna know, and I wanna watch
I'm very
it.
happy. I am very sad because you cut out Good Morning Vietnam.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That was the fourth one?
that was the fourth one. You
How
even
did you-
said it out loud.
How did you get to Good Morning
because
Vietnam?
Forest Whittaker was in Good Morning Vietnam, Sandro.
You're right. Oh, for real. Damn.
Yeah, Sandro. And I was like, oh shit, I love Good Morning Vietnam. That's a great film. I want to watch that.
That's the second time we've cut Good Morning Vietnam. We were meant to review it
Yep.
in our series, one of the 80s series that we did, but we cut that episode because we wanted to bank episodes and we had to get rid of one of them. And so we cut Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah, so I was like,
cut
oh,
it
let's
again.
do that one. And then you were like, I hate the sound of this movie. You're just a hater. That's because I said Sunbury and he hates Sunbury.
It is because I said Sunbury. It's true. And
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. But Sunbury was also close to the airport.
That's true.
Fly over to Vietnam. The third movie was Zenthura.
It was Zathura. Fuck yeah. I love Zathura.
Zathura.
What a banger.
Yeah. But like, oh yeah, and of course for the poster things, it has Robin Williams on the microphone for the fourth one, and in the first the Xanthura one, it has like this robot in the background zzz, zzz, with a whoosh and flying around in space.
They're the evil. They're the evil robots.
Obviously, the connection is Kristen Stewart.
It's Kristen Stewart. If you don't know, that's Jumanji in space. That's what that's what that movie is.
Yeah. It looks like Jumanji.
Oh wait, haven't you seen it?
No, I'm just going by the poster. It looks exactly like Jumanji.
You've never seen Zathura before?
Nope.
Oh fuck! I should have picked it. Anyway.
Yep, you didn't though.
What a great movie.
You didn't pick the first one either, which was Psycho. American Psycho.
Oh, American Psycho. Oh, because Jared Leto's in it.
Yeah!
Nice.
The connection was Jared Leto, of course.
What the fuck did I pick then? Wait, so I picked the only one that's not an actor connection then?
Correct. You picked the only one that wasn't a actor one.
Yeah.
And it might have something to do with that little mobster job, you know?
The mobster job. What is it?
So the first one, obviously, it has a poster of him just screaming, covered in blood. He goes,
of course.
Yeah. Which you interpreted as George of the Jungle, which I found very funny.
As soon as you said Gucci, I was like, the connection's Jared Leto. I knew that the connection was him, just because of the vibes. But I was like, is it the movie he did called House of Gucci? Where he's like in the Gucci family?
That would have been funny, though.
Anyway.
No, the second one.
Yep.
And I'll say, I'll give you all the hints. So the whispering was because in the poster / the scene where the poster comes from, it has someone whispering into their ear. The Mona Lisa was done by Leonardo da Vinci. A known Italian man.
Italian guy, yeah.
What was the other hints that I gave?
I don't remember. I just deleted them.
The poster, the
job, the
job was
mobster.
A mobster because there's part of a crime family.
Crime family. You had the Oldie. You had Richmond.
You made that shit up. I don't know what the fuck you were doing because this is the Godfather, Sandro.
Oh my goodness.
It's the Godfather.
You got it in there again?
I put it in there again. I slid it in there again and this time you picked it.
No!
Because I was being mysterious about the connections. I put the Mona Lisa in because I'm like, because it's an Italian artist.
Italian. Right.
And then the whispering was because in the scene in the poster, there's a guy whispering into his thing. So I was like, that's a funny hint. So I'm going to do that. That's going to throw him off. And it worked. It worked perfectly.
It did work.
And he's buying practical pajamas because, of course, he would buy practical pajamas. But he also has a lot of money. So he'd probably buy pretty good pajamas, you know?
That's right. Yep. Fuck. All right. You got me. What's your connection then?
The connection is organized crime.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, though, to be fair, in the last movie we watched, it was more like disorganized crime. Am I right? But yes, organized crime was my connection.
All right.
Which was also similar to the Home Alone connection.
That's true.
But I was like, no, I'm good with Home Alone. I would have liked to watch Good Morning Vietnam, though.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
a good one.
Oh
but I'm very glad I eventually got The Godfather in.
I can't believe that next week we're reviewing The Godfather. All right.
And the connection's good, right? The connection's not bad.
Yeah.
No shaky connections here.
For sure. All
no
right.
stretches.
Well, we'll see you next week for The Godfather. Fuck. You really just pulled out another classic on me. I did not expect that at all. Damn.
Done. Yeah, I was pretty happy with these choices because they're mostly like older films, you know?
Yeah.
Except for Zebthura, which was obviously, you know.
Yeah, but it's still old enough, you know? Still old enough.
I got Good Morning Vietnam, even American Psycho. American Psycho's 2000.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still like a classic, really.
Hell yeah. All right. Fuck. I agree. And I think this is the furthest we've gone back this season. It is, the 70s, the furthest we've gone back this season. So, yeah, nice.
There you go.
Cool.
It's about time we reviewed this movie. I was not gonna lie, I was gonna try and put The Godfather in almost every single one I could do.
You just really want to do it.
Yeah. Because if you didn't pick it this time, I was absolutely just gonna put it in the next week's just as a meme.
All right.
But now I don't have to.
Yeah, now you don't
we just
have
watched
to.
it.
Because we're just going to do it. We're just doing it next week. The Godfather, all right, well, sure. And will we do the sequels? It's up to me. We'll see.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I don't think we need to do the sequels.
Oh, part 2 is apparently really good, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I
mean, I put the movie up, so maybe I am the one who's supposed to watch the second one, you know?
True.
Yeah, oh no, I have to watch a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes movie? Oh man, that sounds real bad. It has 97 audience? Oh yeah, part 2 looks like a real slog. You know?
Fuck, it's so long though. Anyway, next week, it's The Godfather. And until then, make sure that you don't lock yourself in a panic room. Just going to put that out there.
Especially when the burglar's around and one of them's Jared Leto.
That's right. Hell
Make sure you have a phone on you that can call the cops and you're not living in New York. The moral of the story is don't live in New York.
It's true. Because if you live in New York, there's a high possibility that Jared Leto will just walk in.
It's true.
Oh no, the connection of Jared Leto is still available. It's still on the table.
It's always on the table.
Ugh.